Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and I am super pumped about this video. Now the reason is, after the whole live stream event that ARK does every single year, which is an amazing thing. I mean, obviously you guys know already, I've already made videos, so I'm not going to sit here and talk about it forever, but the fact that they do a 24-hour live stream for sick children is just amazing to me. Every single penny they donate to a local children's basically research facility, and it's just awesome. The Extra Life team, I can't say how awesome this is. I know that a lot of people enjoy it because it gives you ARK rewards. Cool, but the real thing is that they're making kids' lives better, which is amazing. 180,000 this year. Nice job, everyone. I know I donated a little bit, and I know a bunch of people did, so that's awesome. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at this right here, because when they did this, they released a ton of stuff. It's amazing. The amount of stuff for Genesis 2 that they finally released, including the teaser trailer, which I went over already, is cool. Now, obviously, you can see David Tennant. He's going to be Rockwell, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty awesome. You can see Madeline Madden also doing HLNA, which is pretty sweet. That's pretty awesome. Genesis 2 looks like it is going to be so awesome. So awesome, as a matter of fact, that I might actually go back to some form of official servers once it comes out, because they are adding so much quality of life stuff and so much unique stuff that I am excited. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the stuff you already know and some ideas based on mods and stuff that I know already that you might be interested to learn. So let's go ahead and start with the creature right off the bat that everyone knows about, the Noglin. You can get the Noglin in-game, and it's a pretty cute little thing. It's terrifying, actually. When you realize this right here. Yeah, it can take control of enemy creatures, tames, or other humans. Now, my assumption is it's going to be size-based, because it has to wrap around the noggin of a target, so it's probably only medium and smaller creatures. So I want you to keep that in mind, because it's not going to be able to wrap its jaws around something giant. So that's something you're going to want to keep in mind. But it's going to be really interesting to see how it actually works, because from what I understand and what the commercials have said so far, is it tears off things' heads. So does it tear things off at the end of it, or does it has it two functions where it can be like an aggressor mode and a non-aggressor mode where it takes control? Pretty crazy stuff, at least in my opinion. So that's the Noglin. Pretty self-explanatory. Now let's go on to the Shadow Main. This thing looks dope. Now, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a combination of a rock drake, of a saber tooth, because it's got the giant teeth, and then I don't even know, some other combination of water dinosaur, because this thing is a monster. It's got the huge mane to it. I'm assuming male, female are going to have different, like if it's a male, it's going to have the mane, no mane for the female version. But it's got that cool cloaking ability, which is pretty sweet. Having a ground dinosaur with cloak, even though the rock drake isn't regularly used for it, it can be really powerful. But now the rock drake kind of sucks with it because it's not like a great cloak. If this thing's got a really good cloak, man, that's going to be awesome. You can see this. It's got a teleport strike, which is pretty cool. So it's almost like a pounce, so it can go from this teleport mode from that cloaking ability, which is really cool. I think it's going to be interesting to see how much damage it can do, because maybe it's going to have some sort of counter. And what I've noticed about this Gen 2, there is a huge amount of defensive features. We'll go on further once we get to the more defensive dinos, defensive features. I think this is going to be a defensive juggernaut, because when you are getting attacked by somebody, if you have that ability to get in, get out real quick, it is really helpful to defend with. And you can see that right there. By the time you're aware of its presence, it's already too late, because when you're defending, one of the biggest things you need to do, if you give them, an attacker time to react, they're going to react. They brought a ton of stuff to attack you, but if you can get in, get out real quick, it's super helpful. Now, I think that's probably going to be my new favorite dino. I think. I'm just judging. Now, this one, the Strider. This thing I am excited about. Now, right here, hacking skills. So I know that there are a couple of mods that allow you to hack the tech versions of creatures. I think some people remembered when I say this. I said there was going to be more tech dinos in this upcoming one, and what do you know? But right here, mechanical striders, it's pretty cool. They're on the ship itself, which seems to be the map that you're on. And they've got a bunch of different individual components. Now, I think that each Strider is going to have kind of like a gacha-like appearance where it's got the ability to get different stuff, different resources, or defend in different ways, like whether it's offense or utility. You can see, I think this is like the mining laser. I'm wondering how much of a defense or offensive capability that thing is going to have. So I don't know on that one. But judging by this, that element is going to be harvestable in some way, shape, or form, because in order to power this thing, I don't see any way but other than element. So there's going to be element on the new map. The question is, how do you get it? I think this is going to have some sort of weapon on this backside here. I don't know what that is. This is a weapon. This is a weapon here. And obviously there's going to be other stuff that we don't know about. These are just my thoughts. I think that there are going to be different types of them that allow you to like harvest different resources as well. So I'm curious to see what that does. Now, the next thing, the Astro Delphis. This guy is really unique. It's very similar to the Astro Delphis. This also confirms that there's actually 5 biomes. A lot of people didn't put this together, but it's very simple. This right here is a super speedy small version of the Astro Delphis. Now, that means it has to be in space. They released 4 biomes in this new update. However, the 5th biome is around the colony ship itself, and you're going to be able to get these guys somehow on the outside of it. So, I don't know how yet, but I mean, that's just my thought process. So you can see bombing things into oblivion, homing charges, blast things out of the sky with lasers. So it's basically an Astro Delphis, but done the right way, because Astro Delphises were just terrible. They were supposed to be so cool, so fun, so great, and they're crap, in all honesty, because they're so big. They don't really, their teleport is mediocre at best. Their tech ability is great and all, but because they're so large and slow, they can be shot out of the sky without much difficulty, so they're almost useless. Now, another couple of cool things. They're adding in Gen X variants. Pretty cool. Now, I think it's really cool, but that's my personal opinion. Look at this Reaper. It's got different colored toes. It's got new color regions. That's pretty sick. Now, the question that I have is, does this mean the Reaper is now breedable? That's my question. Because if you can tame a Gen X variant, the question then is, can you have breeding of it? Now, I don't think that's the case, but why else would you add unique color regions? Because the unique color regions aren't going to be hit very often, unless it's a breeding kind of concept, because let's be honest, Reapers typically don't give you the greatest colors unless it's an event weekend. So that's that. The Ekus looks amazing. I love this. It's got like that zebra-esque approach to it. Very pretty. Still doesn't have much of a use except for early game. This guy looks hilarious. This is going to troll every Bob and noob in the entire world. The color like regions where it shifts from that darker color to the light up top is really unique. I don't know. I find it pretty cool. That's my personal opinion. Now we're going to get into some of the stuff that's more defensive and more unique to Ark. The hover sail. Yes, this guy right here. Some of you paid attention to this. A lot of people were so busy focusing on the dinos, they forgot about some of the other things. But hover sailing is something that you can do that will increase your speed based on doing specialty tricks. You're allowed to, as you can see right here, you have whoever's flying it, and you can fit another guy on there laying down. He's got his pistol out, so you can use it as some sort of sniping device, which is pretty unique in my opinion. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I don't know how that's going to work quite yet, but we'll see. But we'll talk about that pistol in just a second, which is going to be another interesting thing. Flashy tricks boost your speed, which is pretty cool. I wonder how high of a tech level this is going to be, because I hope it's achievable for lower level people. Just because people like me that don't want to put 24 hours a day into Ark, even though I love Ark, don't get me wrong. I want to play for fun. I don't want to play and have all this shenanigans going on. So I really hope that this is something that's affordable for everybody. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. That's my opinion. Now, if you've ever played with me on my servers, or if you've ever played with me in general, you know how much I love the compound bow. You give me a compound bow, I'm a dangerous man. Now, you give me a tech bow, I am super excited. Running into trouble aboard the ship. The Federation issue tech bow materializes arrows out of any type on the fly and uses electromagnetism to shoot them at blinding velocities. Now, my question is simple. With this tech bow, I want to make sure people notice this, the Federation issue. So, you're going to see a lot of references in these next two things to the Federation issue. I'm wondering if this is something you just get. I hope it is. I really do. I really hope it's something that you just get or that's easy to make, because if you're on this ship, you should have access to something really awesome like this. Now that brings us to this, the Tech Federation suit that doesn't run off element. You heard me. It doesn't run off element. Now, high-tech exo armor suit protects you in a variety of otherwise lethal situations. I have a feeling that you're just going to get this tech suit right off the bat. Now, I could be wrong on that, and that's totally fine, but the unlimited jetpack power means that these maps are either going to be massive or you're going to need access to a jetpack in some way, shape, or form. Flyers are fully supported this time around, so it kind of, I mean, when Gen 1 was released, I said this is the trial mode. They're testing something, they're adding in too much unique stuff in order to not be testing something. And I think that's what they're doing. This is another test run, I think, honestly, for Arc 2. I don't know. I think that's my inkling, so hold that for what you will. But outside of that, you gotta kind of take what you can get. So the Federation tech suit looks pretty cool. It's got some sort of jetpack without element running. I wonder whether or not the element is going to need anything for the rest of the suit, or if it's just going to be like a generic suit that doesn't have any element. A couple other cool things. The canoe, yep, pretty sweet. This means you can fish pretty much anywhere. It can go exceptionally fast, which is unique. I assume that it's going to be faster than a raft. Convenient and built-in cooking pot. So that's pretty cool. These are things I assume that the cooking pot's going to change around just a wee bit, because they wouldn't add something like this just for no reason. I'm hoping that the canoe is going to be useful. I really want it to be, because I love fishing in Ark. Now, let's talk about some of the more defensive structures. A lot of people are going to think that this is an offensive structure. It is not. This guy can bend around corners. Yes, it's a minigun. Okay, you can carry it. Yeah. If you can get to the side of somebody when they're attacking you with a minigun, you're going to be able to blow them off of their tame. Not only that, but especially for things like Triceratops, Carbonemus, if you can specifically aim at something. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why don't they just they already have one. It's the Minigun Turret. Well, this guy's actually movable. The Minigun Turret, once you placed it down, you were in trouble because people knew where it was. With this guy, you can move it around, so it's actually a defensive weapon or a defensive juggernaut. Now, what's so great is you can bend it around corners. For those you're like, yeah, right, whatever. You can clear targets around corners, because it seems like you can hang out to the left of it and hold the trigger, so you can safely blast someone from a distance. So anyone that's in like a cave raid, you can blast them safely around a corner, which is pretty cool. So I'm not even going to go into the depth. I'm sure a lot of people are like, that's cool. Now this right here is where it gets really cool for me as well. The tech pistol. Oh my goodness. I think this is going to be something. Each crew member will be issued a Federation tech pistol. No matter what, you get this, I think, every single life is my thought process. You've got the heal mode, stun mode, and kill mode. Now, the kill mode, I'm assuming, is just because for lower level tames, when you're starting up, it's nice to have that free access to the kill mode. There's some sort of ammo. The question is how. Don't know how yet. The heal mode is amazing. Love to see that. And the stun mode looks cool. I'm wondering if these two modes somehow tame these new dinosaurs. Not quite sure. I have a feeling the stun mode has something to do with taming the Strider, but don't hold me to that. I think it could be, though. You can see this, any crewmate, fauna, unless it's healing or stun mode, and that's why I think it's to tame some of these new creatures, but that's me. All right, you guys know a lot about this. This is the egg incubator. It's amazing. Cooking eggs to perfection. Allows you to view statistics and mutation of eggs. It's almost like these mods that I've been reviewing, they took all this awesome stuff and these new things that they allow people to build, and they put it into a mod in their game. The egg incubator is going to be so awesome. It is so cool that, I mean, first off, allows you to see the mutation and statistics. That way you don't have to pop it unless it's a good one. Oh man, that's so cool. And it allows you to put all eggs at an optimal temperature up to 10. That's so freaking cool. Oh man, I'm so excited. Stuff like this is what makes me love Ark, just because they add in unique features like this. That's my opinion. Now, let's keep going a little further. The ammo box, this guy I'm really curious to see a little bit about. The handy new structures automatically fills nearby turrets with the varieties of ammunition. So I assume, this is me assuming, there's gonna be new turrets because varieties of ammunition. Not sure. You can see you got the boulder turrets, rocket turrets, catapults, all this kind of stuff. I'm hoping that they will add in some form of new turrets, because the defense needs huge helps. People can just basically get into your base for free. So adding new turrets would be big time. I'm hoping. That's my hope. All right, you can see this. I'm curious to see how it works. The remote camera security system, basically right here, issue commands, view and communicate basically from remote locations what's going on in using these guys. So you can spy on people, essentially, and you can talk to people, which is pretty unique. I think this is a really cool system in Ark. Having this allows you to track and have a little bit more of map awareness, which is really going to be useful. All right, this guy's going to be cool. I know you've had this problem before. The loadout mannequin, it basically just keeps your loadout and everything ready so you can just pull it. That's awesome. This is brilliant. There's an app and a couple of things that you can use and download that'll automatically pull this to your body. Ark listened. They added what people wanted. This map is going to be so very nice. All right, now let's go into this guy. Oh man, there's so much stuff that they released. The tech crop plot, I'm really curious to see how it works. Harvesting harvestable plants just about anywhere. Basically all that means to me is that you have to have a tech engram in order to do this. It's probably the boss, so that kind of sucks. And there's going to be some super special thing that you can do with this. Because you see the X plant right there, you see a bunch of different types of plants built in. I'm wondering if there's some sort of new planting system added in. All right, now let's talk about the actual map itself. Obviously, we know we're on the Genesis ship. First things first, outside of the Genesis ship, there's going to be some sort of access to stuff out here. Don't know what yet, but that's how you tame the Astro Delphis' little brother. I don't know what his name is, Astro Delphis or something like that. But so you're going to have access to outside of it. So that's something pretty cool. Gen 2, you're going to see this is very similar to the White Cliffs looking region of Valguero. But that's my personal opinion. So I assume that you're going to get some general stuff similar to the White Cliffs region, because it's like Highlandsy. I'm sure you can see the cave right over here. So there's access to something under there. But there's going to be some unique stuff there. You can see this right here, the view, the promenade. This is the actual city, very similar to Extinction. It's massive. I mean, these things, I don't know if you saw some of the commercials, are bigger than Brontos, so that's pretty cool. There's going to be massive bridges, observation towers. I'm wondering if this is going to be some sort of like PvP safe zone. That's my question, because I saw a lot of people walking around here. Maybe there's some sort of mission system that you can gain from this. I don't know. That's just a question. I don't really know the answer to it, so I'm curious to see. This is a zone that looks beautiful. This underground and above ground kind of aberrant looking zone. I'm afraid you won't find much in the way of creature comforts. The garden isn't meant for you after all. The Shadow Main's going to be here. The Dilo's going to be here. Reaper Queens are going to be here. I'm assuming somewhere down in there. Pretty cool. Now this is creepy. I don't really know how to describe this zone other than creepy. Inner Sanctum of Rockwell. Basically, he's got his eyes creeping all over the place and it's like ooey gooey stuff. I'm assuming you'll be able to harvest this somehow. So we'll see. This is where you tame the Noglin, and I'm kind of curious. So it's projected to release on March. I'd say, reasonably speaking, April for PC consoles. You're probably looking at May to June, but that's my thought process. So anyways, this map update looks amazing. I really hope you guys are excited. I am. When they add in entire game-changing everything like this, I'm super excited. And I really hope that you guys are too. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Anything, just let me know what you have an opinion on. All right, anyways, hope this helps you out, and teach out.